For marketing packages, one size does not fit all. Hi, it's John Flynn here with Marketing for Attorneys Online. It's much easier to sell, to people packages. All right, so it's like I come to you, I got a box. I said, here's a box. This has cost $5,000, and this will get you more leads. There. The intricacy of selling what's in that box is painstaking and harder to do, but it's the right thing to do because one size doesn't fit all for legal firms. If you have a family law practice in Miami, then you've been running for a couple of years. You have a certain demographic that you have developed geographically and by age and needs. And what if you want to expand on the present marketing plan that you have, which obviously you do if you're talking to somebody like me because you want to get additional revenue, then we have to build on what you have. It only makes sense. I mean, you don't really, in case if a dire situation happens, that you want to rip down all the work you've done and not take that information and build on it. So how is it feasible that somebody could bring in a box and a package, not knowing what you've already done, and say that I'm going to plug this into something? No. So, I mean, obviously there's tools like Google Ads and Facebook Ads and other things that, are good marketing tools that are going to be utilized in any new package that is going to be brought in. But those tools need to be adjusted according to the data that you've already collected, plus the data that it's going to be collected. Now, you may not be reaching your potential of what, revenue-wise that you want to, which is another indication of why bringing something in like Google Ads, for instance, let's take that as an example, and using that as an indicator of, okay, let's take the demographic information you have, and you may not be satisfied with the results of that. Okay, well, let's test that at a very low rate, let's say at $5 a day, at $1 per keyword, and then see what results we have. Okay, we have those results over a week period of time. So let's, take those to a side and adjust that to a different way, and then let Google, which is obviously, the giant brain in the sky, give us some different kind of feeding, and then we can go back and forth for a week or two and figure out where we are with it, and then scale up. So, that is not one size fits all. That's customization of what you have, because we're trying to get to a point where using that, there's other things to use, but let's just use this as an example. Using that and then reaching a point of what's working, what aspects of what you're doing is working, and it may all work, but what aspects is working and what's not working, revenue-wise, and then, reaching to a point where we're able to scale up from, a manual dollar click to a automatic conversion, telling Google, okay, well, now you have the know-how to find the conversions through the tracking of the site and the conversion codes we've put on the site, that we're going to let you just pick the keywords that fit in to maximize our conversions, and we'll just put a daily budget, and then we'll increase the daily budget until it makes sense for us that we're getting the clicks that are leading to the leads, that are leading to the conversions, that are leading to the revenue that we're looking for. So obviously we track that very carefully, and that way we can scale things that make sense to do it, and then, if we're spending, $100 a day, $200 a day, $300 a day, whatever we're spending or more, that makes sense, the more we let Google or Facebook, gather data, the better off we are. And then, we'll take other aspects, secondary aspects of the marketing, like, finding the Twitter accounts, if you're near Miami, of different reporters that, report on family law, directly or indirectly, and sending them good type of content, and then hopefully getting you on the air for a piece. That's great stuff, and then you become an expert in the community, and that's gold. That's what we want. That you become a content, a resource, and that's a very important part of my marketing program, is that you become a resource in the community. We want you, not to be the guy who's always asking, but the guy who's always giving, right? So we want you to be the person who's always reaching out to help in the community, and that long-term wise, there's no better. Write this down. There's no better marketing to be a content provider. No better. Okay? It takes a long time. It takes a lot of work, but in a long period of time, there's no better marketing than that. But that doesn't mean you just do that, because you got to eat. But I mean, I'm just saying, once you get the revenue side of it, to try to do some of that side of it, to be a trusted content provider, is awesome stuff. But this is why, you can't fit this in a box. You can't fit this all in a box. You have to have a marketing team, okay? And it doesn't have to be me. I mean, I know bright guys out there who do this stuff, but I think I'm in a position to do it because I've been doing it a long time, and I like to work with people on a very, ground level, and that to get to that level, have a direction, and kind of see where you're going. I'll be honest with you. I've never started a marketing program. I don't think I've ever started a marketing program that I kind of had an idea where it was going, that went 100% in that direction. That's why you have to keep things flexible. I'm not saying it didn't succeed. They succeed, but the success is dictated on the fact that we had room to maneuver the way we wanted to maneuver. And that's what separates you from the pack, and also not trying to emulate the big boys. It's like we have a big firm here in Boston that's spend millions, came here a couple years ago, spend millions of dollars in advertising, and God bless them. I mean, they've done a great job. I mean, they've come in like Goliath. I mean, they just come in and just bought huge billboards, huge TV times, and I've seen some people try to chase them. You're not going to chase these guys, okay? That's what they want you to do. There's no way. They got the big strategy, and that's where they're going, and there's no way of doing it. You got to be true to yourself. You got to find out what your values are. You got to find out what you do, how you treat your customers, and get that message out and do it that way. That's how you win this game, okay? And that's how your marketing has to reflect that. So, one size does not fit all. John Flynn.